Move over, kids. Today, let's talk Nintendo. I know, shocker. Me at Move Over Kids talking about Nintendo products. I know, but you know what? Let's just go for it. I am wearing a Fallout shirt, though, so, I mean, that counts as like, other realms that beyond Nintendo. Fallout actually being one of few franchises that I actually enjoy outside of Nintendo, but I have yet to play Fallout 4, so I hope Bethesda will port that game. I know, it's... Everybody, there's like two camps of Nintendo fans. It's like, why don't they port this game? And there are too many ports. Well, I'm more of the, why don't they port this game? I'm in that camp because I haven't owned another system since the PlayStation 3. And the last PlayStation 3 game I bought was Red Dead Redemption #1. So, I wouldn't mind. Maybe Las Vegas, Fallout Las Vegas. That might have been... Whatever one came out last, that's the one that was my last game out of those franchises. Anyways, moving on. There was a Nintendo quarterly earnings meeting last night, or yesterday morning in Japan, last night for us. And a couple big news came out. Looks like the money situation with mobile games is looking positive. There's not... I'm kind of neutral on that because I don't really enjoy Nintendo's mobile games a lot, I guess. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. Animal Crossing, I played a little bit, but then I kind of got bored. My wife played a lot. She played a lot of the Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, but eventually she got bored when the only goal was to get friends over to your camp, and that was pretty much it. So she eventually stopped playing. She was really into it for a while. And then, let's see what else. Fire Emblem Heroes, that game, I started playing to get points because I wanted 1,000 points so I could then go on the Club Nintendo and get Twilight Princess Picross because it was 1,000 platinum points. So I started playing Fire Emblem Heroes, and Fire Emblem as a franchise is my second favorite franchise of all time behind Zelda, and it was good. It was a very good game. I played it. I liked it, but it didn't keep me enticed enough to keep playing. Although I will say that Fire Emblem Heroes is Nintendo's best earning franchise on the mobile games. Then there was, I think, Mitamo. That was their first one, and that was really cool just for like literally 5 minutes, and then you literally stopped playing. And I'm not even sure if the name was Mitamo. That's how unmemorable that mobile app was, but it was Nintendo's first. They were just getting their feet wet. They dipped a toe in, and they kept going. Super Mario Run, I think that was a really good Mario game, actually. It just so happened that people don't like to pay $10 up front, and so it was kind of viewed as a failure, even though from just a number standpoint, it doesn't seem like a failure. It's just Nintendo has very high standards, so they viewed it as a failure. Overall, I'm kind of glad that their earnings were good because that means they're going to do more, and it's a good introduction, I think, to people to the Nintendo franchise. I take for granted that I've been in Nintendo's pockets for like 30 some years, so I just think everybody knows what Kirby is, what Mario Kart is, which is coming out relatively soon for a mobile game, and maybe even a Zelda game, which would be crazy. So this might be a good introduction, and if Nintendo's making money on it, that's good, because I don't think Nintendo's leaving the console home gaming system anytime soon. So if that's just another way to get revenue, great. And then there's Pokemon Go, but Nintendo also doesn't really have too much say in Pokemon Go. They just get some profits from it. But hey, free money, right? If you want to give me free money, I'll take it. I will definitely not turn down free money. Or video games, even. You want to send me a video game? Send it away. So that's what Nintendo gets from Pokemon Go. So, the other big news, though, is the president is leaving. I never really knew this president on his first name basis, but he took over for Iwata, and I really liked Iwata. Iwata was a young guy, but he was a gamer, a developer, engineer, and he was very, very supportive of Nintendo throughout his entire career. And when he took over, the Wii was his brainchild. The Wii U is brainchild. Yeah, we all have failures. And the Switch, I guess, he was really heavily involved in too. So that was cool to me, actually, because I thought the Switch, I didn't know that he had such a hand in the Switch, and the fact that he failed on the Wii U, and yet he was willing to just say, let's go with the Switch. And the Switch has a lot of similarities to the Wii U, even though people see them as world apart in view of success and failure rate. And so he died and never got to really see that. And then there was pretty much, I guess, the CEO, I didn't know this, but I guess the CEO, his name is Tatsumi. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I apologize, but Tatsumi was kind of a placeholder president. But I think he did a really good job. He's 68 years old and he's retiring, and I think he probably just stepped in to stabilize Nintendo, especially in a launch period, but he did great. You think about it. Breath of the Wild was not late. Everything came out on time last year during a Nintendo launch after years of failure, and with the exception of their online service. The only thing that did not come out on time was Nintendo's online paid service. And Tatsumi, even though he didn't have a hand in maybe creating the Switch, he did usher out one of the most successful years of any launch from a console, from a company that was releasing a console, and that was a Switch. It happened under his watch. So, hats off to that guy. I was worried about the guy. I thought he was going to bring too much of a business approach to it and not that love of video gaming that Iwata had that I talked about earlier. But Tatsumi, I think he just stayed the course. He implemented plans, and great job. But now he's stepping down to retire in the next year or so. And in his place is Furukawa. I don't know. I'm just not good at pronouncing Japanese names. And this guy, he actually grew up playing the Famicom, which is what the Nintendo is known in Japan. So this is an old school gamer, not someone who started with Nintendo, but he was playing it. And that's pretty cool. He'll be 46 when he begins the new job, so it's pretty young. Nintendo likes to have young CEOs that can implement pretty much like 10, 15, 20-year strategies, and that can be great news and scary too if you think about it. Like, what if he's doing a bad job? But then again, Iwata, everybody would have said Iwata was doing a horrible job at the Wii U and probably wanted the dude to step down, and yet he had the Switch in his back pocket. So if I'm going to give this guy a chance, I'm going to definitely give this guy a chance, even if he's failing. Even if he is failing, we should continue to give him a chance because, like I said, had they forced Iwata to stand down, would we be playing the Switch? Would Nintendo be riding the high of the Switch? Who knows? So this dude has very strong connections with marketing. So that's cool because Nintendo needs good marketing. And secondly, Pokemon. He works very close with the Pokemon company, so that could mean an influx of more Pokemon video games from many standpoints. We might get Rescue Team or just more core games at a quicker pace if Nintendo and the president and the Pokemon company are really tight. Other things I want to talk about, I guess, Nintendo LABO. This is kind of funny. In Japan, Nintendo LABO beat God of War. That's hilarious. Does it really mean anything? No, it really doesn't. But it's kind of funny also to me. LABO. Cardboard. Everybody complaining about the cardboard. And that's another thing. I see a lot of salt from people talking about, Nintendo sell cardboards. Yeah, but it's still fun. I have kids. If you don't have kids, don't get it. But I have kids. I loved it. I loved the robot. In fact, I'm gonna put some footage of my kids playing the robot Nintendo LABO. That'll be a separate video though, and it's not even out yet. It'll be probably my next video I put. But I'm willing to pay for hunks of plastic. Yeah, this has a function in the game, but this doesn't. I'm willing to pay for hunks of plastic, but then I'm going to complain about paying for cardboard that video games. No, you're just mad because you're being forced to buy a game you don't want to buy because you for some reason want a complete Nintendo collection. That's my thoughts on it. Just don't buy the game. It's cool. You don't have to get every Nintendo game, or get every Nintendo game and just deal with it. But that's pretty much all I think I'm going to talk about today. Oh, one more thing. They hacked the Nintendo. Just like a video or two ago, I told you 5.0 firmware made the Nintendo Switch unhackable. Well, I guess the huge thing is that the Nintendo Switch, there's a hardware problem. Hardware is the actual system. Hardware is like a controller or a microchip. Software, and this isn't a software update, is the things that will, like Windows 98, Windows 2000, whatever, Windows 2000, Windows XP, that stuff's software. You can always change the software. But if the flaw is in the actual hardware, there's nothing software can do about it. If the flaw is in the hardware, and I guess the flaw is in the hardware in a chip. So what that means is basically the Switches that came out in the first year and a half will always have value, because Nintendo's going to have to fix this hardware problem and release different Switches. And they'll probably be most likely the same in regards to specs and everything, but they will have fixed that flaw. And so if you're ever to resale your Switch, you're going to want to mark that this is a year one Switch, because it will have higher resale value in the future, due to the fact that the hardware will always allow for it to be hacked. Now, I'm not endorsing hacking. I'm probably watched a bootleg DVD here and there. I don't know if I have or not, but I haven't really gone out of my way to make sure that I haven't. But I'm not a big fan of bootlegs, but I have a lot of friends who are, and I'm just going to stay neutral on that. But I don't think this is going to destroy the Nintendo Switch. Everybody's just going to be buying pirated games. Now, there's always going to be communities of pirated stuff, but you will always have people who want the actual boxes, the actual original stuff. I have to have my original. So I don't think it's going to be a deal breaker for Nintendo, but it is going to force them to redo some of the inner workings of the Nintendo Switch. I wonder, there's a part of me that's a little scared that this will push a Switch 2.0 or the new Switch, the Switch XL, kind of like how they do with the 3DSs, but I think we're just going to get some modified chips that won't really affect and make this a new improved Nintendo Switch. So I think we're good there, but you never know. These hackers might have just made the saying, "This is why we can't have nice things," true, but I think we can get around that. So there you have it. That's my news. I'm going to do some videos. Like I said, LABO with my kids playing. I got Human Fall Flat. I'm going to do an opening reveal of that. That's a physical copy from England. I'm on Twitch. I'm going to be doing some videos there. A lot of my live streaming. I'm doing 100% Zelda. And shout out to XPLR. He gave me my first cheer on Twitch. He goes by a different name there though. XPLR is his YouTube name. But shout out to you, buddy. I appreciate you. Tuesdays is my live stream on Zelda, but I live stream here and there, Flaming the Flood, and probably Human Fall Flat. But anyways, it is dangerous to go alone. Please share this with a friend. Oh, check out my Instagram. I'm posting a lot of my collection there. All that stuff you see in the background, a lot of it's going there. So have a great day.